Welcome back. Daily Show. I'm on vacation. Gerard Fischer is in the studio, and we're taping this right after the village board meeting last night.
Yep.
And, just diving into it, first off, good morning. I should
Good
say
morning.
that
Good morning. Good to see you. I hope you're enjoying your vacation.
I hope so, too.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Probably sitting on the beach next to the sand flea with a margarita in my hand at this point. It's no, I can't. It's only around 9:30 there. I shouldn't say that on the air. No, but we're taping this the day after Godfrey did go through with that ordinance. It looks like, correct? And
right.
Let's talk about the gambling ordinance first, and if you could just educate our audience for just a refresh of what was going on.
Sure, it's an ordinance that has liquor and gambling, gaming combined, and just putting a cap on all things so that we can be a little bit more looking at things to see if they would qualify for something that would fit Godfrey.
Okay.
But there's a cap on the amount of gaming and liquor license and everything now. So it is a good ordinance, and it took a while to get put together, but I am glad it got passed.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that too, you did speak out at least a little bit against it because of the grandfathered or the businesses, and I think it's a good point.
I did, and I mean, I just felt like the small businesses, restaurant owners that are currently there now, that are there before the ordinance was approved, that they should have been grandfathered in, and I just was asking the board if they show some gratitude towards the small businesses. And I, every time at renewal for their liquor license, now they would need to show their annual revenue, and the annual revenue needs to be twice as much as what they're bringing in over the gaming.
Oh, wow.
So they just need to show that documentation, and I was just asking for a grandfather clause on that for the existing. I mean, Ranch House, it's been there forever. Roper's been there for a long time. Baker and Hale been there for a long time. So, just thinking of those guys and being a former small business owner myself, I just felt we should have done that, and that's the only reason why I voted no on it. I was the last vote, so it already passed, but I wanted to show my support for the small businesses.
The only question I would have is is there a grace period or a grace of a couple of points there when it comes to the revenue and being double the amount, or is it pretty strict when it comes?
It's pretty strict. It either has to meet or exceed.
Wow.
So that's where it's at. So
interesting.
But it is good that we have the ordinance. I'm happy that we have it. So we'll see how it turns out.
Well, speaking of being a former small business owner, and how is retirement life?
Man, I'm busier than ever.
Everyone I've had on the show that's retired says they just work for free now.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm enjoying it. Get to go out and walk my dog every morning, and usually I walked the dog like at 5:30 in the morning in the dark, and I enjoyed the walk. I live out by the Nature Institute, back where the speed bump situations happen.
I want to talk about that.
Back where the speed bump situations happen and everything. So now I get to walk the dog in the daytime. So after we tape this show, I'll probably go home and walk the dog and get my 3.5 miles in. But
wow, good for you.
It is just a beautiful area back there with the Nature Institute, and I guess I can give a little plug for them. But boy, they have these camps coming up in the summertime, and we send our grandson to them, and they are just fantastic.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Well, they do a lot of cool partnerships, too, with Hainer Library and bunch of other cool organizations. It's a great thing.
And the trails are phenomenal.
Pristine.
And I try to stay off the trails because I have weak ankles, and you know, I always twist or something like that. But it's beautiful out there, absolutely beautiful.
No one lets me on trails. They say I'm an insurance liability.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Same here.
Well, you know, let's kind of go into that, because I know that the speed bump and hump discussion's been going on for some time. What are your thoughts? My TV just died. We're still on.
We on?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, what are your thoughts though? You know, when it comes to the speed bumps and humps, is it a good thing? I mean, I'm glad people are discussing this. To me, I'm under the impression if we just went the speed limit, we probably would avoid a lot of this.
Well, the pleasant problem that Godfrey did is that we resurfaced Levis Lane, and it's smooth. Before it was a bumpy, and I mean the Godfrey Street Department, Jim Lewis and the guys, they do great work, and they covered that last year and did a great job. But people run fast,
wow.
and you know, even when I'm out there walking my dog, they go fast and everything, and I have to agree with the people that live on Levis Lane. We need to put probably another bump.
Yeah,
you know, there between Bryden Lane and Eagle Point.
Well, and it's one of those, not to cut you off, you know, I'm sure, you know, the village would like to, you know, put assets in other facets if possible, but you have to do what you have to do to combat
We
this.
have to do what we have to do. We want to make Godfrey safe.
Yeah.
You know, there was an incident there a few years back. Pedestrian was hit, and so we do want to make it safe.
Well, and I think so many times, too, when I hear it, you know, you see the comments of, you know, why do we need this? And you go down to it, it's a safety aspect. And
it is.
You got the roundabout component, and I know people don't like the roundabouts. I tend to like them because everyone likes to blow through those red lights on Delmar.
Everywhere you go to other cities and everything, you see a roundabout.
Right.
So they must be working.
Right.
But I think the roundabout will be good when it's finished. It'll be a little pain while the construction's going on, but once we get through that, I think it'll be great.
Well, I do too, and it's one of those things. It just, to me, it's safety. And
right.
Godfrey is such a family. It's designed for families, and to have the infrastructure and the traffic, you know, really designed a way to keep everyone safe is a good thing.
Right.
You know?
Exactly, and that's why I'm a little bit opposed to taking the speed bump out. Yeah. Because if you're taking it out, we're taking a safety feature out of a product. Why would we want to do that?
I get you there, man.
Yeah.
You know, what I want to do, too, is talk about the rec center.
Okay.
Because this is going to be really exciting, and we'll get details on that, too. We'll take a quick break, though, and we're going to come back and chat it up with Gerard Fischer.
And we'll fix that TV.
Yeah, that's the reason why I can't see what the hell we're doing. More next.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells. and Assistant Chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark Paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Alrighty, back with Gerard Fischer. Village of Godfrey Trustee.
Yeah.
It's so weird not to, have the American family stuff going. So, Rec Center. This is going to be really cool. It seems like there's a lot of excitement behind this.
There is a lot of excitement about it. The more and more we talk and the more and more we have meetings, after the meetings, I'm saying to myself, wow, this might really happen. So, it's exciting to talk. I mean, we are definitely in the concept phase. It's more of an idea and a dream and everything. So, looking forward to see what it could bring.
Well, and with that, would you know where it would possibly be located?
Not yet. We don't have a location yet. We of course have been looking at a few sites or anything, but nothing solid yet. We are in the process, and it was on the agenda last night for the meeting to approve the contract with the architectural firm that we selected, AAIC. But one of the trustees wanted a little bit more time to go over the contract and everything and see all the things that they're responsible for doing. So that'll be on the agenda for the next meeting, first Tuesday in May.
Well, and I think it's really cool to follow this from the start to finish too. And it seems like just from the committee that you guys have now that there's a lot of people that really are investing some time into this.
They are. I mean, this all started with our Park and Rec program. I mean, we have. It's a pleasant problem, but man, they have tons and tons and tons of kids that are involved in Park and Rec.
We were just talking to Mayor McCormick about that.
Yeah.
I mean, 1,000 kids in spring soccer almost is pretty damn impressive. I mean, I joked, so that's Charlie Nasello numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Bingo.
You guys are really hitting something that is special.
We are. It's a beautiful park out there and everything, and we're getting the numbers in for basketball, volleyball, cheering, and everything, something that has to be indoor. And, the problem is that they're coming to Godfrey to register, and we don't have any gym space. Yep. And we're sending them to other municipalities to go play, and then they go have their cheeseburger and ice cream
at that municipality.
Let's see how we can keep it all in Godfrey.
I like that. Well, and I think too that there's a lot of other it opens up more conversations too. Eventually,
it does. And now that Lewis and Clark has announced that they will want to be a partner with this and everything, we've had one discussion with Lewis and Clark, just throwing out ideas and everything. But once we get our the contract approved from the board, and we'll meet with AAIC and Lewis and Clark again and put our heads together and see what's the best fit for the village, for Lewis and Clark, and most importantly for the Godfrey residents.
Absolutely. Well, sports tourism is such a booming and really it's the only thing that consistently brings people in.
Absolutely. I was at a luncheon one time. Corey Job was the speaker, and he says that youth and amateur sports is the number one tourism attraction in the Midwest area. I mean, my gosh. So he's like, you guys need to build a gym with 10 courts.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Well, and that's where I'm getting at is maybe not now, just to
Right.
get the first rec center.
Right.
It opens up the conversation of, do we do more of an indoor, volleyball or basketball facility for these tournaments? And
Correct.
you're right on the highway.
Correct.
There's just a lot of opportunity.
And it can bring not only the people from around the River Bend area or across the river, but it could bring people from up north.
Around the country, really.
Yeah, Jerseyville, Carrollton, all that area and everything as well.
Yeah, well, and I just think it's cool what the opportunity could be.
It is.
The first step is this, and that's where I think it's cool because everyone, it seems like, really has talked about the idea of doing something like this.
Right.
And just making sure it benefits, like you said, the residents. It doesn't go at a negative against the village, and it really just does what it's supposed to.
And if you think about it, it's how can we keep the younger generation in Godfrey, and how can we attract them to raise a family and stay in Godfrey, and we have a nice trail system out of Glazebrook. The thing is just crazy to me right now is these pickleball courts.
Oh yeah, no, that is just a sardine can over there.
It is. The other night, my wife and I, we were out at a friend's house and up in Brighton. And it was Saturday night when it was raining. Mm-hmm. And whenever we turn on the Stamper Lane to go home, I always say, "Okay, what's the bet? How many people are out there playing pickleball? What's the over and under?" And that night it was windy, it was rainy. It wasn't a hard rain or anything, but it was
enough to bother you.
Enough to bother you, you would think. And so we turn the corner and get on Stamper Lane. And I said, okay, what's the over and under? I say 2. And she goes, there's nobody playing. 9:45 on a Saturday night in the rain, packed.
No way.
Packed. And we're like 100 yards, and she's like, oh my gosh, I see a ball up in the air. And then we get closer, she's like, oh my gosh, it is packed. Well, and it is fantastic to see.
It's such a cool problem to have because, the elephant in the room is sports in high school locally in Alton High, and I'm not trying to let everyone down here, but numbers are down.
Right.
And it's a generational problem.
Right.
And I'm not saying that you guys fix this, but to get the youth engaged in true sports again, like what Godfrey Park and Rec's doing, and just playing and being with their friends and adding the rec center, I hope it really adds to the rejuvenation.
I think it will, and then plus with the Lewis and Clark partnership.
Oh yeah,
it should help out Lewis and Clark, bring the attraction of when the seniors in high school are visiting colleges and they see something like this as a rec center that's with partnership with Lewis and Clark, they'd be like, "Wow, I want to go here. I want to be in Godfrey."
Super cool.
So yeah.
What's the timeline do you think to get the contract signed and all that? Not to put you in a
no. Hopefully the contract will be approved at the next meeting. Mm-hmm. Then the mayor would sign it if it's approved. Then we would have talks with AAIC, and AAIC will help us with site selections.
Oh, cool!
So they will take a look at 3 site selections that we propose and see what they feel is best for it, everything. So that's why we're kind of waiting a little bit on the location wise, because we want our architectural input. To see what they recommend. They'll do the soil samples.
Oh, good. They do
and all
all
that. Yeah.
Wow.
So they'll do all that, make sure it's the right fit. And it's the same thing we did for when I was a trustee with the Godfrey Fire Department. When we built the firehouse on the highway house.
Looks great still, by the way.
Doesn't it look great?
Awesome.
And it's been a couple years now, on March 1, and I go in there and visit the guys every now and then, and I mean, they keep that spick and span. It is really. It looks like the firehouse of day one.
That's awesome.
It is.
Well, and it's just really cool though to see the morale boost that creates, and a morale boost that a rec center or a morale boost that all these developments create. And you guys have the space to do it, and that's the good thing.
We do. Yes, we do.
That's awesome. What else is coming down the pipeline in Godfrey?
Well, we're not talking about data centers or anything like that. Right?
The last time I talked about data centers, I felt like I was hosting a Fox News or CNN show. I kept seeing 6-second clips of myself all over Facebook, and it had nothing to do with the actual answer of the question.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I got dissected. You
Yeah.
can't even begin to imagine.
Yeah, but Godfrey's really doing great. We really are. It's a fantastic. I mean, if the number one topic on our agenda is speed bumps, we're doing great.
I got to ask you, someone really went 73 miles an hour?
Yeah. And that was mentioned at the meeting last night. And I told the mayor, I said, I apologize, but since I walk out there, it could have been me when I went off for a run. So, so maybe you can scratch that out. But there was, they did have that tracked at 73. But I think the average that they're seeing out there with the traffic study is around 39, 40 miles an hour.
So just an outlier there.
Yeah, exactly.
They left the boiler on at home.
Yeah. Maybe it was a fire truck. Who knows?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break and link everything up. Hope you had fun in Boston with Father Jim and Matt and all those guys. That's cool.
Will do. Appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break. Daily Show comes back to you next, right after this. RiverBender.com, Roku TV.